Welcome to the Sam and Joe VA Show, where we teach women just like you how to start and scale a thriving virtual assistant business.
We're your hosts, Sam and Joe, and get ready to have the control, flexibility, and freedom you've always dreamed of.
Welcome to episode 124, 9 Unhealthy Habits Holding You Back.
Habits shape who we are as human beings. They shape our businesses. So much depends on habits. We've got the healthy ones that help us reach our goals and become successful, and then the unhealthy ones that actually hinder our ability to succeed and grow.
Mm-hmm. They sure do. And we have got 9 of, I was going to say the best, the best unhealthy habits. The top unhealthy habits that we see right here in the virtual assistant industry many times over. And we guarantee that you listening right now are going to have a few of these unhealthy habits that are really holding you back. And if we can start to unwind these unhealthy habits and switch them for healthy habits and get support that we need and surround ourselves by other people with great healthy habits, it can really help you achieve your goals, like Sam says.
Now, please don't take any of these personally. Do not think that we are reaching out through our microphones talking about you in particular, because if any of these resonate with you, please remember that you are not the only virtual assistant in the industry that has one of these unhealthy habits. You are not alone. It's very common. We see it a lot.
Yeah, very common. All right, let's kick it off. Number 1, trash talking yourself.
Yes, trash talking. So we're not necessarily meaning that you're wandering around your office talking out loud, beating yourself up, but it's that inner voice, that inner critic that is in our head sometimes, that little voice that kind of pops up now and then and tells us that we're not doing a very good job, and what on earth did we think that we could, even succeed at doing this. That nasty voice, that really mean voice, the voice that you wouldn't say these things to somebody that you know. You wouldn't say it to your friend. You wouldn't say it to your partner or your child. But for some reason, you say it to yourself in your head, which is really sad.
It is really sad because we all have our struggles and things that we are dealing with as we go along in our business journey. There's going to be ups and downs, and it's all growth. It's all learning. It's all learning from mistakes we make. It's learning from things that didn't go so well and improving on those things and moving forward. Please don't trash talk yourself.
Be kind to yourself. Remind yourself that you are an amazing human being and you are a very talented virtual assistant, and remind yourself of all the fantastic things that you do for your clients, both in the past and right now.
Yeah, I bet you've got some great feedback and testimonials that you can go and have a read and have a look of to remind yourself that you are awesome at what you do and you are changing the lives of your clients and providing a lot of value to them.
Yeah,
So switch that around.
Kick that one to the curb. It's gone. Playing the blame game, Joe. Playing the blame game. Being the victim all the time. Looking to external factors when things aren't going the way you want them to go, rather than looking inwards and seeing that quite often the problems that you're having in your business, it's down to you.
Yeah. Almost always, unfortunately.
Almost always.
So this is about being above the line, not below the line, about taking that accountability and responsibility and not looking to others to blame or external things to blame or the reasons why and things happening to you, that's the victim mindset.
Mm.
It is down to you. You can make changes. You can do things differently. If you don't change, then nothing changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw, I think Mel Robbins shared something on social media this week, actually. And oh gosh, I wish I had it handy. I can't remember the exact quote, but it was basically along the lines of, don't complain about it if you're not willing to do something about it.
Yep. Like if this is one that you find yourself doing, number 1 and number 2 actually, Mel Robbins is a great person to follow on social media because she
Mm,
deals with these things specifically. And I mean, that's a great way of looking at it. It's up to you. Like if you don't like something, then you have to make a change because you can't just keep complaining.
no, you can't. It is absolutely going to hinder your growth. You are going to stay stuck where you are right now.
Yep. All right, number 3 unhealthy habit holding you back is your inability to ask for help.
Mm,
And we know why it's hard to ask for help. There's this fear of looking silly, looking dumb, and feeling like if you have to, say, ask a client something because you don't know, that they're going to be upset with you or that they're not going to think that you're very good.
yeah, and it's not even about asking clients. It's also about asking for help around you, whether that's
Mm.
a coach, a mentor, a therapist, whoever it is that you could be reaching out to for support in order to get past wherever it is that you're stuck right now. It's that fear of judgment. Well, I'm at this point in my business and I should know this. I should already be at this other level, but
Mm.
I'm not. And I don't want to actually admit to somebody that I'm not there.
Mm. Or you feel like you should be able to do it all. Like asking for help could be talking to your partner and saying,
Mhm.
"Hey, I need some help with some things outside of your business to help you be able to focus on your business."
Yeah, we're not in the 1950s anymore where where the women were at home and they were dealing with all of the family and house and home stuff and the cooking and the cleaning and everything else. I mean, that worked well when women weren't doing anything else, but we are. So
Yeah.
we shouldn't be expected to play both roles full time.
Yeah. Yeah. So ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of you taking the initiative to make a change, to do something differently so you can focus on your business and achieve your goals.
Yeah. Okay, number 4, our 4th unhealthy habit to break is for the micromanagers listening. Those virtual assistants that are unable to let go of that tightly held control.
Yeah. We see this very, very common that virtual assistants think that no one else is going to do as good a job as they do. And they feel, and rightly so, their reputation is on the line.
Mhm. Mhm.
And they've built this baby, this business, and they are so afraid that something might happen to it or it might all fall apart if they let go of a bit of control and have other people come in to support them in their business. As a subcontractor or a team member or an employee.
Yeah, so for those of you that really love the idea of scaling via growing your team, but struggle with the control, letting go of the control, this is going to really, really hinder you from
Mhm.
growing a healthy team, an empowered team, a team that is going to do great work for you. If you are over their shoulder 24/7, how is that empowering? Why are they going to want to do a good job if they feel as though they're just so constrained and trapped?
Mm-hmm. And that you don't trust them. Like micromanaging shows a lack of trust, and no one wants to feel like they're not trusted to do a great job. So learn how to be a great manager and learn how to let go of control. Otherwise, this is going to hold you back.
It sure will.
Number 5,
Hmm.
our people-pleasing virtual assistants.
Oh, this was me. This is still sometimes me occasionally, I'm gonna be honest.
Mhm.
It was I was bad early on, though. I was a shocker for this. Saying yes to everything. Now, if you're a regular listener of the podcast, you will know that we talk about this a lot. Now, the reason we talk about it a lot is because we're still seeing it happen a lot. So the message isn't getting through. So we're gonna keep on talking about this
Mhm.
until you lovely virtual assistants believe it.
Mm. Yeah. Whenever you say yes to a bunch of things, you are subconsciously saying no to other things, like spending time with your family. The things that are really important to you and that you value, every time you say yes, you are potentially saying no to one of those things that you do value. You can't people please. You cannot be a people pleaser in business. We need to learn that, yes, when we were an employee, we would say yes to a whole bunch of
Mhm.
things. It was expected of us. And it's really hard to unlearn that and realize that you can and do have the ability to say yes or no to anything in your business. But you've got to do it. Otherwise, it's just going to hold you back.
Yeah, you are putting yourself and your business first every time you say no to something.
Mm-hmm.
You're remembering your why. You're remembering your priorities. You're got to think it back to why you first stepped into the VA space.
Yeah.
If you keep on saying yes to everything, you are 100% going to be taking on too much.
Yeah. That's where you lead into burnout. That's where you lead into resentment for your business and falling out of love with the business that you created that you thought was going to give you this amazing life. People pleasing is going to be the thing that stops you from having that amazing business and amazing life.
Mm-hmm. Sure is. All right, number 6 on our list of habits to kick to the curb. Approval seeking. If you are one of those people that needs external validation, like constantly or a lot,
Mm-hmm.
this is holding you back 100%.
Yeah, it stalls your progress because as you do something, create something, start something, if you're seeking someone else's approval for it being the right thing or the good thing, or it's like okay to keep going, it's going to hold you back because you're just stalling and waiting and like always struggling to make that progress and get things finished and get things implemented because you're constantly seeking that approval from others. It's not up to them, it's up to you to do what feels right for you, what you want to do in your business. And don't worry about what everyone else thinks because they're all going to have
Mm,
opposing and different opinions. And those
yeah.
opinions don't matter. It matters what you want to do in your business.
And I'm guessing here, because this is not something that I experience personally, but I'm guessing for those people that feel the need for that approval seeking, that must just be exhausting.
Hmm.
If you're never making a decision or never taking a step forward without somebody else's approval or cheerleading, that's heavy. That's a
Mm.
heavy load. It's very slow as well. Slow and heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. So kick that approval seeking to the curb and trust your instincts, trust your gut so that you can make that progress.
Let's go back to that, Joe. That's really important. Trust your instincts and trust your gut. There's a lot of things that you are actually the only person that can answer that question or make that decision for you. Because if your gut is screaming at you, don't ignore it. Don't ignore that. If you ignore that gut and go and ask let's talk about Great Aunt Gertrude. If you go and ask Great Aunt Gertrude for her approval before you make a decision, she's not feeling what you're feeling. So whatever advice she gives you, if that is just adding to, oh, I better ignore this, my instincts that are screaming at me, chances are that is then leading you to make a not so great decision.
Yeah. And Great Aunt Gertrude has her own lens over her decision making.
Yeah.
You can't go with what she thinks. You have to go with what you think. And this kind of brought up something else for me too, where if you always are seeking others' approval, then what you're creating and what you're putting out there isn't authentically you. And so it's going to be wishy-washy. It's going to be a mixture of what other people think and want and their opinions. And it's not going to be authentically you. So stop seeking their approval and trust your gut. Go with your instincts.
You're not then creating the business of your dreams. You're creating the business of maybe a dozen other people's all merged into one. That's mucky. That's mucky. And when you are then in that position, your messaging is then all over the show. It's not clear. Your brand is all over the show and it's not clear. Everything is all over the show and unclear.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Number 7, comparing yourself to others.
Happens a lot
Yep.
for virtual assistants when they're first starting out, but not only those newbie virtual assistants. It's also very experienced virtual assistants, especially in this world that we live in where first impressions matter, where we're all online, where we're being seen, where the social media scroll, the highlights of everybody's lives, because you're often only seeing the great things. You're not seeing the bad behind the scenes stuff. You're not seeing all the struggles. You're just seeing the shiny, lovely things.
Yeah. And so we can quite easily think that everyone else is doing way better than us in business. But like Sam says, remember that that's the highlight reel. You're not seeing that they're terrible at following up their overdue debtors and now they have no cash flow and they can't pay their team tomorrow. Or that they have just had this huge blow up with a client and the client's super unhappy and they don't want to pay a bill for this month or next month. Or one of their team members has done a personal grievance against the business. Like none of that stuff is shown on social media. So please don't compare yourself to others because you have no idea what is going on behind the scenes and what struggles and how successful or not, or how happy or not that business owner actually is.
It's just distracting you from your goals. Worrying about what someone else is doing is distracting you from your own path. And this also comes down to our individual ideas of what success means, what it looks like.
Exactly.
Why are you comparing yourself to another virtual assistant whose goals and lifestyle and values might be the complete opposite to your own? So you actually don't want their business. You don't want to be them because their end game is completely different to your own.
Yeah. And what they value is completely different to you. What their why is completely different. So do what's right for you, do what makes you happy and feel successful. Don't compare yourself to others. Stay in your lane. Be yourself. Be you. Do what's right for you.
Do what's right for you. Absolutely. Yep. Okay, next up on our list, number 8. Striving for perfection.
Ah, that unattainable, magical perfection that isn't real.
Oh, boy. This is gonna hold you back throughout business in multiple different ways and multiple different occasions, from actually launching your business, because nothing's perfect, to reaching out to potential clients because you're not quite ready and you haven't got all your ducks in a row yet, to posting on social media because you're agonizing over every single word and you think that everyone's actually going to see the stuff on social media. And let's be honest, they don't.
They definitely do not. Or never pushing publish on your blog post. Because you don't think that it's perfect and you're worrying about it so much.
Yeah, or not wanting to be the face of your business because you don't like something about the way you look right now.
Yeah. Like, no one can look perfect. No, like, there really is no such thing. Like,
No.
perfect is not in any way, shape, or form attainable or real. So why are we all striving for it? It's not possible.
It's not possible. It's putting too much pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
To strive for something that does not exist.
Mm.
Push the publish button. Schedule the social media post. Take the photo. Do the live. Reach out to people you want to work with.
Mm.
Just do it. Imperfect action. Take imperfect action. It's how Joe and I run our businesses. Like, nothing would get done if we were waiting for everything to be perfect.
No.
This podcast wouldn't go out every week if we were wanting it to be perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing would.
We have errors and things. We make mistakes. We mess up on the podcast. We don't let it stop us from pushing the publish button, from going live, from doing the things, from getting them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you later, perfection.
Bye-bye, Felicia. Is that the word?
Are you trying to be cool?
I'm trying to be Gen Z, but I'm just not doing it, am I? All right, our final unhealthy habit to kick, because it's just holding you back, is letting failure control you.
You need to embrace the fact that you're going to fail. Stuff is not going to work the way you want it to work. You're going to lose clients. Team member hires aren't always going to be a great fit either.
Yeah.
Once again, it's like perfectionism. It is impossible for everything to go well in business all the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely impossible. Embrace it, prepare for it. If you don't, when these not so great things do happen, it is just going to sink you into a place that's going to be really hard for you to come back from.
But the worst thing you could do is something happens and then you don't learn from it. Like, that's the absolute worst, is not learning from those mistakes. The mistakes are important because they help you improve, they help you make changes, tweaks, things to put in the proposal next time, things to say in the handover next time. This is all learning. So if we think about it as, great, I made a mistake, I don't have to do that again because I've now learnt and I'm going to implement something new. If we reframe those failures like that, then it helps us move forward.
Schools are really, really promoting this, I've noticed, in the last few years, in terms of I'm just trying to think. There's a term that is used at my kids' school all the time, and you see it on the whiteboards and things like that. It's something along the lines of mistakes make your brain grow. So they are encouraging kids to make mistakes, to not feel bad, to not being embarrassed, to not feel like they're failures.
Yeah.
They want them to put their hand up and answer a question, even if they don't know that it's absolutely the right answer.
Great.
Yeah. So
Do
the same. Think of it. As Joe said, these failures, so long as you learn from them, you are going to grow from them.
Mm-hmm.
Just like those kids' brains.
Yeah. Because if we're not failing, then we're not putting ourselves outside our comfort zone. We're not doing things that will stretch and grow us, and we're staying too comfortable. So failure is great. It's a great sign that you're pushing yourself, you're leveling up, you're going outside your comfort zone.
What's that Tina Tower quote about the arena? Is it Tina Tower?
No, it's Brené Brown, I think, the arena one. Yeah. Something about, I'm going to say it wrong. Hey, but I'm going to fail at this, but it's okay. It's something around like, you need to actually step into the arena, because if you're not in the arena, then like you're not leveling up, you're not growing, and who cares what other people think who aren't in the arena? At least you are, and you're showing up and you're putting yourself out there and you're getting into the arena. And I can see Sam is actually Googling it right now.
I'm trying to Google it, but my finger is so thick. But here we go. If you are not in the arena getting your ass kicked on occasion, I'm not interested in or open to your feedback.
Yeah.
There we go. Fear of failure.
That's a biggie.
Let's swap it around. Embrace it, because you know you're going to grow from it.
Yeah. So there we have it. The unhealthy habits that are holding you back from your version of success, from what you want in life and business. Now, if you are struggling with a few of these, I'm sure that many of you are, and you feel like you want some support, some direction, some help through these kind of unhealthy habits, then check out the Members Club, because this is the kind of support that everyone in there with our fabulous group of virtual assistants all help each other with and cheerlead and support us all along on our journeys. So we'd love to see you there. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Sam and Joe VA Show. If you'd like to find out more, head to the VA Foundry website to check out the Members Club and the amazing resources, training, and coaching.
You can find us at thevafoundry.com.